We are patiently waiting for the 2024 NBA season to start. This video will drop basically right as October is dawning. And it's a little different. Normally I do a contender video right after the trade deadline. I let the dust settle and by then we have a good idea who's contending. This is different. This is before the season. A lot has happened this summer. It looks like a lot is still going to happen. I also see from my questionnaire on Twitter that there is a lot of differing opinions on how many contending teams we actually have going into 2024. I count 5. For that reason, I am going to go through those 5 teams and then I'm going to address the others that seem like they would be contenders. And I also see people talking about them being contenders, but I don't think they're contenders. Also, while we're patiently waiting for the NBA season to start, I got something special for all of my NFL fans out there. Today's video is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official partner of the NFL, and this week they've got a crazy offer. Right now, any new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up using my promo code DOM2K. And you did hear that right, new customers that bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Whether you're a Saturday college football fan or a die-hard for the NFL, DraftKings has betting options for you. You can also get more skin in the game with them through the DraftKings same game parlays. Here you can combine multiple bets from the same game for a shot at an even bigger payout. If you're already signed up for DraftKings like me, you can also get a no sweat bet each game day through September. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code DOM2K, bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code DOM2K only at DraftKings Sportsbook. We're going to start in the Eastern Conference, and at number 1, let's go ahead and get the obvious team out of the way. The Milwaukee Bucks were contenders before Damian Lillard. They are especially contenders with Damian Lillard. I saw a short that I'm pretty sure Heat Check turned into a video. I'm going to link it in the comment section and description. It looked like a really fascinating description of how things the Bucks normally run and how things that Dame ran are going to kind of coalesce with him on this Milwaukee team. It just looked really informative. Anyways, yeah, what else do I need to say here? You just joined 2 players that were averaging 30 points a game last season. You joined 2 of the best players in the NBA together and you didn't have to give up that much. The team still looks fantastic. Maybe they're going to take a hit on defense and still, especially in this Eastern Conference, they are contenders. They have a better than great chance of getting out of the conference. So we just talked about Lillard going to this team in the trade. That was the last video. We don't need to go through much more there. Let's not waste time. The only other team that I have contending in this Eastern Conference would be the Boston Celtics. NBA Finals 1 year, 1 game away from the finals last year. They made a change. They traded Marcus Smart for Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe you haven't paid attention to him in a while. Yes, his health is definitely a concern. I'm scared shitless for his health on this Celtics team. Still, if he were to be healthy, he does solve some problems that I believe they had in the postseason, specifically against Miami. He can give them a new dynamic. All the jokes that Tatum and Brown get does not change the fact they are one of the best duos in the league. That being said, for obvious reasons, the team that has either been in the finals or close to the finals for the last couple of years and just made a trade that could help them, they are contenders. Until Kristaps Porzingis, I don't want to speak that into existence, but until his health actually becomes a problem, they remain in this contender list. My original plan was to go through all 5 straight and then go through every team that I left out. Then I'm recording this. I believe I should go ahead and address the elephant in the room, the team that was just in the NBA Finals, and probably just go through any other team in the East that I see here that people would complain about. Look, the Miami Heat, after missing out on Lillard and losing 2 players, then signing one that I think is going to really make a difference, I can't in good faith really say that they're contending right now. I just can't. This is a team that, first of all, their finals run, it was a surprise. Sure, they made it in 2020 and they were close in 22. This specific year, it was a surprise and they just lost pieces from that team. So, okay, you could argue back that Once again, you could have a lot of faith in Josh Richardson and also say Tyler Hero didn't play the entire run, so he's back. That's what you got in return for Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. Okay, fair. Even with that, I am always going to throw out the reminders of what it took for them to make the NBA Finals in the first place. Then I'd bring up the fact that I don't think even if they did have another just explosive run like that, I don't think they would be any team that I have coming out of the West. It would be much like 2020 and much like last season, where sure, they got out of the East, at which point nobody really gave them a shot at winning the series. So if you can make it out of the conference only to run into teams that you're really just not favored to beat at all, I guess you're contending, but are you really? I'm also looking at the Heat's depth behind an ancient Kyle Lowry as their point guard. I don't like it. To appease any voices out there, okay, I will mention the Thomas Bryant signing. I'll mention the RJ Hampton signing. I'll mention that Nikola Jovic has potential that probably makes Miami fans excited. Who can really say what's going to happen with him this year? For me, I just don't think after losing in 5 games to the eventual champions, losing pieces in the offseason, then striking out on the trade that they obviously felt they needed to get over the hump, I don't see them as contenders. I'm sorry. They're shooting 100% again come spring of 2024. I will take my L. If Tyler Hero takes some massive jump, if Jovic takes a massive jump, whatever would happen to get this team back to the NBA Finals and have them beating a team like the Bucks through that run, I would just take the L. From here, I don't think they're contending anymore. I think that this is a team, if they don't finally get lucky and make a trade for another star player here very, very soon, they will be looking in another direction. That's what I see for them. It should be obvious why I don't think the Sixers are contenders anymore. James Harden is in the club throwing shots at his front office, so good luck with that. Unless they make some crazy trade, good luck with that. I do not think the Cleveland Cavaliers improved enough over the summer for me to call them contenders. After what I saw happen in the playoffs, I don't think that's where that's headed right now. At the end of the day, this is just where I have the Eastern Conference. I think there are 2 actual contenders, and if you want to respect the Eastern Conference champions, then the Miami Heat, after the offseason they just had, I will not put them in that rank right now. In the Western Conference, it goes without saying, the world champion Denver Nuggets are still contending. Yes, they lost Bruce Brown. I want to see how much that ends up mattering. That was an important piece. Still, best big man and passer in the world. Jamal Murray, shooters, cutters, defenders, everything except Bruce Brown that just won them the championship. They've got. It's been a quiet summer after they've won the championship. They are still contenders though. I don't think they lost enough to take them out of that rank. Next place I'm going is the Los Angeles Lakers. Everything turned around for them. They were able to make the trades that they needed to. They had the great offseason that they needed to have. I also think they showed last year that even if they do have some unfortunate breaks throughout the season, they can get it together and make a run. So yes, I can calculate in some missed games for AD and maybe even some for LeBron. And when you do that, you realize as long as you at least have LeBron and AD on the floor towards the end, or you just have LeBron on your team and you have a roster that fits and the pieces make sense, you've got a shot. So yes, after making the Western Conference Finals, even though I don't think LeBron James was I don't think he was the best he could have been in terms of health, coming into this year, I believe they've earned that respect. That's gonna be funny in a little while when I have to defend why I have one of these Western teams, or why I leave one of these Western teams out. Of course, the Phoenix Suns, I have to have them there despite the questions that I have, despite the lack of a real point guard on the roster, which means they'll be running an assortment of Devin Booker and Bradley Beal there. The questions that I have about, pick and roll when it involves Beal and Nurkic, the questions that I have about if Kevin Durant is finally going to give us at least one more season where he doesn't miss a significant amount of time. With all of those, I cannot in good faith call a team or say that a team with Beal, Booker, and Durant on it is not contending. I can't say that. It is a big 3. There's a lot of creative things that they can do on offense. I'd say the offseason has turned out successful for them even after the trade. They have done what they can to surround these guys with pieces that will help. The Phoenix Suns have to be contenders. And then yeah, if you noticed, I just got to 5. Those are the 3 teams that I have out of the West. I saw a lot of names I didn't really expect to see. So here goes the funny part. I'm talking about the Lakers being contenders when they always have these health questions. They've actually kind of been there with the Clippers. I left the Clippers out. Well, first of all, the Clippers do not have LeBron James. They also simply have not proved they can have both of their stars and make a deep run. They made a deep run in 2021. They only had Paul George. So the way I would put it is, the Clippers have a contending roster. We all know that, very good and well. That's fair. I'm saying that I have pulled my stock out. I'm done. I'm sorry. I even like that they brought Russell Westbrook back. He is revitalized there. I think it's going to be a good season for him, or a better season if you just put it relative to where he was across the hall. I just cannot fathom what would this be. This would be my 5th year, I believe, of getting up here and saying, hey, the Clippers are contenders this year, guys. They just got to be healthy. I can't do it, man. I can't. The Lakers put together a run down the stretch last year. They showed that it's possible. Right now, I would argue the burden of proof is on the Clippers to show that they can have Paul George and Kawhi through around at least May. I think the burden of proof is on them. I don't think it's for us to go through their roster and do this thing again. I just don't. That's why I don't have them there. Once again, I would just take this L if this is finally the year. My stock is out though. I'm not doing it. I do believe some people would look and say, hey, what about the Grizzlies? I would look and say, this is you know, from where we are right here in September of 2023, they've got a bumpy road ahead. They've got to figure things without Ja. Then they've got to reincorporate him. After they do that, I still don't think that having Marcus Smart on the roster is going to get them over the hump that exists at the moment. If you look at how they lost to the Lakers, I don't think their offseason has moves that suggest they've addressed the factors that would have turned that series around. This is kind of where we'll have to wait and see what Ja comes back like. Will he be much improved? A lot of it does start with him. Teams get to the playoffs, they guard him a certain way. Maybe he still puts up stats, but the ways they can guard him change just enough that a team will get the edge. So long story short, I don't have the Grizzlies here yet. Maybe there will be a move in February that changes things, that moves me on it. From here, I'm a non-believer from September. I already told y'all I don't think the Mavericks are contending yet. They're still a piece or two away in my opinion. Kyrie and Luka are cool. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think they're going to win games this season. I still don't have them in the contender ranks yet. Even when they made the conference finals in 2022, I thought that was a little bit premature. I did not think they were contending at that point in time. I didn't think they were seriously contending. That is another team though, just like the Grizzlies, I will say a deadline deal, depending on how they're playing at that time, could switch it around a little bit. I also want to see what Kyrie is like in Dallas in terms of just a lot, if you know what I mean. So from here, I won't slap contenders on the Mavericks just yet. The last one, and maybe I'm just being disrespectful, the Golden State Warriors. I saw them pop up a lot more than I believe that they would. For them, I would say, okay, last year they lost pretty convincingly in the second round. They had a tough season. I don't know why after the offseason I would really consider them contending at the moment. I've talked about the Chris Paul move, and yes, it helped certain things. I don't think it moved the needle that much. There's also the fact Steve Kerr doesn't really seem to know exactly how he wants to handle it yet. Since I made the preseason video, it looks like they want to start him. So okay, Chris Paul, Steph Curry backcourt, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, and Looney as your defenders. I'm sorry, Klay Thompson would be playing the 3. There's no... See how confused I am? I don't know who Kerr is benching. To accommodate Chris Paul, one of Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Looney, or Draymond will have to be benched. I would assume it's not going to be Klay or Draymond. It should not be Wiggins. Hell, it should not be Looney. We'll see how it happens. We'll see how they divide the minutes up. Does it really matter who's fully starting the game? How much will you run that starting lineup together? There's a lot of questions to be addressed. Even with that, I have heard they are throwing their names in the Jrue Holiday sweepstakes. It sounds like that would include Chris Paul somewhere. Okay, you do that and then I'll move. You get Jrue Holiday on this roster, I'll move. An older CP3 here, and then you're trying to force fit him. I don't see it. I think at this point it's purely out of respect of what the Golden Dynasty has done that they would be called contenders. When they beat the Kings, they had me for a second. I didn't exactly know how they would match up with the Lakers. I chose the Lakers to win that series. Even had they beat LA, I do not think they were on their way to beating the Nuggets. So those same roadblocks still exist. There are the Lakers that are presumably better. There are the Nuggets I don't think anything has changed on this team that would help the Warriors beat either of them. I'm not sure they would beat the Suns. That's 3 teams that I have in front of them. That doesn't mean they can't be contenders. I'm just going from where I sit. I haven't seen enough. Clearly, they're in the Drew Holiday sweepstakes. They haven't seen enough. So respect to them. With the right move, obviously, the core 3, I believe, still has enough to get one more championship, but I can only work with what I have here in September. Today, I don't see it. All right, so I fully expect to be screamed at. This should be fun. Let me know what you think. If you see contenders where I didn't see them, let me know why or why not you think my list is valid. And on your way out, if you enjoyed, hit the like button, sub, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.